Hello friends, welcome to ReactJS tutorial part 6. In this video, we will talk about what is class component and how to create class component in our React application. We will also discuss about what is the difference between the class component and function component. So let's start. Class component are regular ES6 classes which extends component class from React library. It optionally receives props which stand for properties and return some HTML. Similar to function components, it returns something called JSX. We will talk about it in our later videos, but for now, consider that it returns some HTML. Class component, apart from props, also maintain some internal private state. Or in simpler words, we can say class component maintain some private information which is specific to that component. Now, in our Hello World React application, inside components folder, we will create another file for class component and name it as welcome. Now, inside welcome.js, firstly, we will import React library, which is mandatory for a component. Now, to create class component, firstly we have to write class keyword followed by component name, that is welcome, extends, then component class. Now, to use component class, firstly we have to import it from React library like this. Now we can use it. Class components must contain render method. So inside welcome class component, we will call render method and render method return some HTML. So inside render method, we will simply return h1 tag with text class component. Now, to connect this component with our React application, inside welcome.js, we will export the component by writing export default followed by component name. Now, to use the welcome component inside app.js, firstly, we will import the component like this. And then we will include the component inside div tag like custom HTML tag like this. Now, welcome component is also connected with our React application. Now saved it. If we take a look at the browser, You can see it's showing me text class component and it's working. Now you have a basic understanding of what is component and how to create components in our React application. Now we will talk about what is the difference between the function components and class components. Function components are simple JavaScript functions. It is used for presenting static data, or we can say it is mainly responsible for the UI. In functional components, there is an absence of this keyword, which makes it less tricky than class component and easy to understand. As functional components are just JavaScript functions, it is easier to read and test. Earlier, function components are stateless and have no lifecycle methods. But with React version 16.8 comes with feature hooks, using which functional components are no more stateless and have lifecycle methods. On the other hand, we have class components. Class components are more feature-rich than functional components. It maintains some private information called state, which is specific to that component. Class components have lifecycle methods. We will talk about it in our later videos. It is used for dynamic sources of data. That means it handles any data that might change. That is fetching data, user events, etc. Now, while explaining components, I have told you that it returns something called JSX. In the next video, we will talk about what is JSX.